Let's celebrate summer with these custom planner spreads. Hey y'all, I'm Elisa, the Scrappy Wife behind ScrappyWife.com, and today we're celebrating summer with our custom planner spreads. We are going to kick it off for Julie, who uses a lined vertical layout. She wants a flip-flop theme, and I don't have a ton of flip-flop stickers, but I have a ton of beautiful Planny books that do have flip-flop stickers in them. So we're going to do all things Planny for Julie's spread. Then we have two 4th of July spreads. One is on a dashboard layout for Miss Janet, and the other is a monthly layout for Becky. We are going to celebrate America with these two spreads. So I will link everything that I use down in the description box below. At the end of the video, I would love to hear from you in the comments which spread was your favorite this time around. All right, let's go. First up is Julie's spread. She uses the lined vertical layout. This is in the Grande size, which is equivalent to a classic sized Happy Planner. And I am primarily using the sticker book Lovely Summer from Planny, but you'll see at the end, I'm going to search through many a Planny sticker books to find all the flip-flop stickers that I can find. What a fun theme idea for the summer. This is for the week of June, the first week of June, and we are going to have a special sticker on the 5th to mark a birthday. This is a wonderful summer celebration, and these girls are such a vibe. Like, nothing says summer to me like chilling out by the pool, and all of these ladies are living their best lives with their delicious drinks by the pool this entire week. So Julie, I hope that that is what you get to do during the week as well. I started off working on top of sticker guides. Sometimes I think that the lined vertical layout can be a little bit trickier to decorate just to make sure you are maintaining the function. It is an extremely functional layout. People like to use it for an hourly layout. People that are list makers really enjoy using it. And I think that that is why Julie really likes using it. It can be great. I wanted to make sure that this could be a decorative spread that wasn't going to take away the functionality that Julie loves in this spread. So I planned the decorative stickers in areas that I thought were going to be kind of less busy for her. And then I'm bringing in functional boxes to allow a space for her to write in appointments or special focuses, things like that. The boxes I'm pulling in, I'm having to pull some from Mojo Jojo Plans, her yellow box series, and then some from the Planny sticker book as well. You probably noticed that I also added the dates there at the top. I generally work on undated spreads. I wanted to add specific dates on this because the 5th is a birthday, so I wanted to make sure to have a box to mark that. And once I'm pretty good with where most of the decorative stickers are going to go, then I start transferring things to the page so that I can then go back and start adding the next layer of details. I think that that is kind of how decorative planning works best for me. I think in layers. I start adding bigger elements and then I go back and see where else can I add details. And then I go to that next layer and next layer until you're adding some fine details. And I think that's where a spread really starts to feel pretty darn polished. Once you've gone through it like 3 times to see were there any moments, any details, any little pieces that you could add. At this point in the spread, I was a little bit nervous that this wasn't flip-floppy enough. This is supposed to be a flip-flop theme, and there's only one set of flip-flops so far. But Planny to the rescue because she has some great quotes, a couple of which directly involve flip-flops. So I chose "Life is better in flip-flops." I went with "Let the summer fun begin," and then later on, I find another one that says "The best memories are made in flip-flops." Now, those quotes, along with the addition of all of these other flip-flops that you're going to see make their way onto the page, I think really brings home the flip-flop theme without it being the only thing on the spread. You are seeing a love of flip-flops for sure in this spread, but there's a few other things going on, which I really like as well. See me just flipping through all the flip-flops, adding them all over the place. It was so fun to go through all the seasonal sticker books, and this is where I find the other quote. That's going to be perfect down here. Now, the last thing I need to make sure that I add to the spread would be some to-do lists. Julie likes a very specific to-do list setup. She has 3 bullets on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and then she needs 5 bullets on Sunday. So I used bullet points from Planything and some label stickers from Proud Sticker Designs to orient her to-do list across the page. And once those are done, that's going to be it for Julie's lined vertical flip-flop themed summer spread. Let me know what you all think of it down below. Does it say flip-flops to you? Like, do you get the flip-flop theme, or is it more subtle? I think it ends up being a little bit more subtle, but I do think there's plenty of celebration of flip-flops across the spread. All right, that is going to wrap it up for this one. The next couple of spreads, we are going to do all things patriotic and red, white, and blue. So let's check those out. Next up is going to be a monthly layout for Becky, and she wanted the month of July. She asked for red, white, and blue summer. So of course we're going to go a patriotic theme, and this is a newer set I bought recently from Photoplay, and we're going to use it. I love the vintage theme. I think Becky will very much like that as well. And I'm starting out by just cutting out 2 pieces of scrapbook paper. I cut them down to 7 inches wide, 9¼ inches tall. That is the size of a Grande insert or a Happy Planner classic insert. And then I'm going to punch those pages. I cut out the monthly boxes. We're going to create our own spread. This is such an easy way to make a huge impact on your layout. You can do it with any layout. You just cut out the functional part of the layout, and then you use scrapbook paper as the background that you then put the functional part on. So that's what I'm doing. I'm adding some adhesive to the functional boxes for the monthly spread. And ta-da, like I could have just left it like this, put on the days of the week, dated it, and called it a day, and that still would have been a pretty darn impactful layout within your planner. Of course, I'm going to add some more details and some more fun for Becky's spread, but I just want to reiterate, using scrapbook paper in your planner spreads just makes a huge, huge impact. I get questions though frequently, what do my patrons do when they receive these spreads and there's not something on the back? So when you turn this over, there's just scrapbook paper on the back. You have a couple of options. You can pop these in and just have them loose in your planner, meaning you don't have to worry about what's on the back. You just flip to the next page. If you don't like that idea, you can add a little bit of adhesive to the back of this page and adhere it or tape it to the next page so that it's kind of inserting it into the order of your planner. So totally up to you. When you want to do this in your own planner, this is when it's really helpful to have some of those undated inserts in your stash that you can cut apart. Maybe you have some planners that you've purchased on clearance that you can use for cutting apart different spreads. That makes it easier when you're not using the pages from your actual planner. Okay, so obviously I went heavy with the red, white, and blue Americana theme, but I also wanted to do some other summer activities. So there at the bottom, we have a little picnic set up. We have the grill. We're going to have the fireworks happening in the upper left. And I like these little labels, family barbecue time. Later on, I'm going to find one that says picnic in the park. This is going to be a celebration of summer moments. Yes, it's red, white, and blue themed. That's totally fine, but it's still a celebration of fun things to do in the summer with your family. Over here in the corner, I just love this little collage piece, this little cluster that I put together that says America the Beautiful with God Bless America, right? Or America the Beautiful, sorry, written on the United States behind it. Love that. We're going to add some stars and a little sticker, sparkle and shine. This is just such a fun, cute layout. It makes me so happy to see it. To bring in some interest in the middle, I'm going to add these long word fetty stickers. This brings some color to the middle without taking up that functional room so that Becky can still write on this. trying to figure out what else it needs. It needs something in the upper left. It needs a label. I'm going to pull out some alpha stickers. We're going to label this July and this little moment that says, enjoy this moment. I think this spread is so fun, so cute, so vintage feeling. Becky, I very much hope you enjoy your spread. Let me know what you think of Becky's vintage Americana spread down below. And I'd love to hear your thoughts between this one and Janet's spread, which is coming up next. Also 4th of July themed, but a very, very different feel. So let me know what you think of it down below. And let's do a little outlining. That will be it for Becky's spread. Last but not least today is a dashboard layout for Janet, and I'm using Live Love Posh. This is Retro Holidays from Live Love Posh, one of my favorite sticker books of all times. It's so good, and I decided we're going to do a more playful spread for Janet. She has a couple of family birthdays on the week of July 4th, and so this one is going to feel very celebratory, not just Americana, like not just America, but just celebratory in general. That's what we're going to go for here. I started with some grid washi in a blue, a very bright blue. We're going to add that at the bottom and the top. I just love the look of torn washi, especially when washi has a very specific pattern like this grid pattern. When it's torn, I find it much more interesting to look at as opposed to just straight grid washi across the top or across the bottom. So we're going to add that just to frame in the whole spread. It takes me a hot second because I wasn't tearing well today. Some days I'm really great at tearing washi. Other days it's a struggle, and today was a struggle, but got it done. We're going to go ahead and put that down and then start playing with all the stickers in all the boxes. Once again, you're going to see me grab my sticker guides because I want to kind of make a plan before I start putting these down. I almost always start with the sticker that I'm most sure of. I love this girl with her bow in her hair and her tie-dyed shirt. Here for it. I knew I wanted her right in that place. I knew I wanted the flag up here. Like there were different stickers that I knew exactly where I wanted them. This one is very cute. It's like a little bucket list, which I think is adorable for the 4th of July. And I'm going to put this long sticker because I thought Janet might want her own little bucket list for that week. We're going to add a little bit more red with a large box up here. And now things are kind of starting to come together over here on the left. We're going to bring in some blue. Don't worry. But first I'm going to play with boxes on the right side. A big box for Thursday the 3rd because they do have 2 family birthdays or 2 birthdays to celebrate that day. A couple other red boxes, and then let's make sure to bring in the blue. It's always a challenge when you're doing such a bold color scheme like red, white, and blue. You want them to be balanced, and there's lots of blue at the top and bottom, but I needed to bring in blue with the boxes as well, just to make sure those elements were kind of equally represented. I love this particular bouquet because, like I said, it feels like super celebratory. Party like it's 1776, All American Babe, Little Sparkler Club, very cute. Let Freedom Ring, we'll put that over on the 4th. And then all of the little treats, super fun. So like I said, the whole goal of Janet's was to make it feel like a party for the entire week. This was tricky to figure out where to get it down because I didn't want to cover up the days of the week with the sticker, and it only fit in a very particular way. But it all worked out. Let me start moving, get all of this stuff moved over. And then, like I said, we're going to go in and add details. We're getting big elements in place that I really like. And then we'll go back and start working on how we can add in details. I did not move the sticker that is the beads on the right side because I needed to see if I was going to be adding a box, of which I did in just a bit. All right, I ended up turning the sticker because I liked the contrast more as opposed to everything lined up in a vertical manner. And we'll fill in some of these gaps here in a minute as well. So I love how this one's coming together. I think it's nice and balanced, but I really strive to make these feel like very full spreads. So as I'm doing this, I'm thinking, where else can I add stickers? Where can I have those little detail moments? And I need to make sure that she is still going to be able to write. So let's go ahead and add bullet points. I'll put those on a few of the days, mostly to bring in some more blue, as well as to give her plenty of room to write. Tuesday probably could have had some bullet points, but we're just going to leave that open just in case she needs a box. Let's add functional stickers over here and a little label. I usually think of this as a meal planning area in the upper left there. And then I love the little drink, so let's add that. Every box needs something special near it. You don't want it to be by itself. No orphan boxes, no orphan stickers. All right, that is going to wrap it up for Janet's spread. Now it's your turn. Let me know which spread today did you like the best. Was it Julie's flip-flop lined vertical? Was it Becky's 4th of July monthly? Or was it the Patriotic party that was Janet's spread? Let me know in the comments down below. As always, I have linked all of the supplies that I used down in the description box below as well, so be sure to check those out. And a huge shout out to all of my patrons. Thank you for being the amazing people you are. All right, I hope that all of you have a fabulous day. And as always, keep it creative.